We have bought enough training to still believe in it. Don't buy any more training courses. Buy books. Reading 10 times Tribe of Mentors and Tools of Titans gives you 20 times more than 80% of the training courses in any field, sold to you and me for $1,000, $2,000, $10,000. Wanting everything to be free is level 0, but overpaying for disrespectful offers is level -1. On one side, Tools of Titans, $27, 593 pages, 10 hours. On the other side, Tribe of Mentors, $27.99, 658 pages, 11 hours. This video is the ring. We see at the end which one ends up world champion. The employee takes no risk, neither of time nor money. He knows he will be paid for the time he invests, and it's this lack of risk-taking that prevents him from reaching higher financial levels. So, if you won't take risk, you won't earn more. The world is made for the rich. That's why, for thousands of years, the poor have wanted to become rich, and the rich have wanted to stay rich. First, there was God, then science, and now money. Everything can be bought, and therefore, everything can be sold. Hence the expression, making a living. But it's not money that makes you rich. It's because they have poor brains, and therefore poor logic, that the poor stay poor. Because we are our choices. Our choices are made according to the choices of the people closest to us. Show me who you hang out with, I'll tell you who you are. Show me your friends, and I will show you your future. One thing, there's no reason to run out of money, so we want to become rich. So don't stay with poor people. Because a poor person among poor people is a normal person. Without the rich, the poor is no longer poor. You all agree with me that there are more poor people than rich people. But what does that mean? It means that if there are 80% of poor people, poor, not necessarily poor middle class, well, okay, and there are 20% of rich people, it means that the majority of people propagate poor people's beliefs and ideas. But since it's too hard to become rich, we might as well forget it and only see what we want to see. The world is made up of people who do things and people who say they could have done things. There are those who haven't done anything with their lives and those who are not afraid of rejection. Life is a matter of probability. The most common probability is 80-20. 80% of the time you're afraid of criticism. Being more numerous is not an advantage because the reason of the many is almost always wrong. The group doesn't allow you to think. The group allows you to reassure yourself because you forget yourself in the group. You know what? Memories are more important than things. Experience is more important than security because the grave is too small for everything you own but big enough for everything you remember. It's crazy, but we are more afraid of others than we are of ourselves. Others are not looking for you or me. They're looking for entertainment. We don't forget you, we replace you. Why? Because nobody owes you anything. We would not give so much thought to what people think of us if we knew how little they think of us. But with social media, we feel watched because we want to be watched. The truth is, our greatest desire is to be envied by others, not by the world, but by the people we know. One of the most important sentences in the video. We put ourselves in the group for fear of rejection, because the group is apparently stronger than we are. But I'm stronger than the group inside, and you are stronger than the group inside. A person's level of success rarely exceeds their level of personal development. Okay. Better questions create better answers. Okay. So what are you waiting for? If you're having trouble coming up with an answer, other than now is not a good time, that's fear. Fear is stress. So two things. One, don't make a big deal out of everything that's not a big deal. Two, remember that nothing is serious. But remember, emotional problems can be solved by thinking, but with emotion. Otherwise, NoFap and stop smoking will be 100% successful. You know, when we will be all old, how much will we be willing to give to be young again and relive what we're experiencing now? Don't believe everything you think. Don't believe everything you feel. Don't believe everything you believe, because the consequences of what you do are far more important than what you do. I quote Louis XIV, "To whom can conquer himself, there is little that can resist." What we want is what our brain wants. Our brains don't want to win because we're more animals than human beings. Our brain doesn't want to lose, so make its emotional logic your rational logic. Here we succeed. I'm not offering you 20% of the best passages from my best books so that you can stagnate for 1, 3, 5 years. The urgency is there. Feel the urgency. You need to have more to lose than to gain in the area you want to improve, and quickly. Everything, if you notice, revolves around the stress of criticism. So eliminate criticism. Stop sending people messages. They won't send you any. And it's at this very moment that you forget your past to become a new you and move on to new things. Of course, it's tempting to try and convince yourself that all is well, but all is not well. And lying to yourself only slows down progress, because the enemy of life is automatic pilot. When today is the same as yesterday, the trap is that there is no need to think about tomorrow. So taking 30 minutes a day to validate what you believe to be true and what you believe to be false can change your life. Be skeptical like a scientist, not a beginner. Be wary of questioning the problem in order to do, not wary of questioning the solution in order not to do. Look, you see the downside when you lose sight of your priorities. So, the more you know what you want and what you have to do to get what you want, the less important it is what others think, say, and do. Imposed caution leads to burden, interruption, and distraction. Thoughtful risk gives fulfillment, pride, excitement. And happiness is other people. Hell is other people. Fear is other people. Someone who deems something impossible should not stop us from doing it. I'm telling you, nothing can stop us. Nothing scares us. Just because they can do it doesn't mean you and I can do it. Their lives are driven by fear. We are driven by hope. We are positive so they don't understand us. They're just projecting their doubts onto us because we set our limits by setting our goals. By looking at what you don't want, you restrict yourself because stress eats away at you, doubt kills you, but hope makes you live. This sentence is from Mike Tyson's autobiography. Choosing the right goal is more important than achieving it. The enemy of the goal is doubt, because the more you're afraid of failing, the more you lower your expectations to make sure you succeed. But if you set your goal too high, you will fail. But your failure will be higher than the success of others. So, a goal that doesn't make you doubt is not a goal at all. We progress through questions, not answers. So don't tell yourself to be realistic, because now I'm quoting Will Smith. Being realistic is the surest way to be mediocre. Ask yourself, what would you try if you were sure you will not fail? Easy.